It's adventure time. This is the Labor Day kickoff to the season, so you can call this the last summer trip or the first fall trip, depending on how you like to look at Labor Day and all that stuff. Heading up to Mount Mitchell, doing the Black Mountain Ridge, and I'm actually just getting up to the state park entrance right now, which is good. We're on the trail. Trying this new mount system. Mount my GoPro to my trekking pole, so they're carrying the extra pole and always losing the camera. I'm always trying to shove it in my pocket, get it out, and I end up not using my trekking poles because I want to carry the camera. So yeah, combine the two. Man, it's cold up here. It's in the 50s. So we just gonna start. It's 11:20. Let's keep going. Nice to have some cold weather for change. Forgot how technical this trail is. It's fun though. See how vertical that is. Oh, Tim apples. Only about a mile in. Got a lot of slick rocks. It's always fun when you come to the sections where you need a rope. Yep. We're roping it. It's a rope-a-dope. Alright. So I'm blazing a new trail now. I've never been down this part of the trail. Last time I was here, I turned off back there. I may end up going back down there to camp tomorrow, not sure. But ever since I did that last year, I'm curious about this deep gap area up here. So we're gonna stay up on the ridge and keep going. There's a tunnel for you. Just finished up lunch. It's getting vertical. I take the hat, flip it around backwards. It's like a switch. What movie that's from? Kind of at the campsite that I was planning to get to, but it's there's no water. I haven't found any water except for this little trickle back here. This old road, and then there's like a tarp hanging in the middle of the trail, which is really weird, kind of creepy. Just hike past it. You're not supposed to camp in the middle of the trail. This is like an old Forest Service road or something. And it's really quiet and eerie back here, and there's signs posted before I came in here about bear encounters. So I'll take a second to prepare my bear defense system, if you know what I mean. Make sure it's ready to go. Or my even scarier weird people defense system. Just got an alert from realtor.com. I have a fantastic opportunity at the Cliffs Mountains. So I'm trying to set up somewhere for camp. There's supposed to be a creek down here. This road's supposed to spin around. It's a really weird road, according to my map. It's just like a road out in the middle of nowhere that goes to nowhere. This is some gnarly stuff going through here. You can just imagine a bear running down through there or something. How do I do this? Yep. Having a good time. A good time. Ends right at the creek. Creek. Some Southerners call them creeks. Creek or creek. Those things are just committed. I ain't gotta go for it. Pro tip, if you can take this trail, bring a weed eater. Trim that thing up. It'd be on the episode of When Animals Attack. What do you think? Keep going? So far, the creek is going to bust, but according to the map, this road I'm on ends right here, but it doesn't. It actually keeps going in two directions, and that's going back down towards the creek more. Ooh, what is that? I'm doing what like all the other YouTubers do. Leave a comment down below if you know what the heck this is. Huh. Or mining? Some kind of mining device? Mine car? Minecraft. Let's see if this, because I knew there's no way this road dead ended. They had to like make the road. So they had to get in here somehow. It didn't just magically appear in the middle of the woods and make a circle road. I can really hear the creek now. There's another path right down through there. Kids, don't try this at home. One reason I'm brave enough to venture it is because I've got my guide GPS on my phone. It's my main map GPS I use. I also got a Garmin inReach back there, which is tracking me with a map in case my guide goes down on my phone. And if both of those go down, I have a paper map and compass in my backpack of this area. And I learned how to land navigate, so I got 3 navigation tools. Get me out of here. I hear more water running. Oh. But that's the thing. Gaia. Look at my Gaia maps. This trail road I'm on right now doesn't exist. So there's that too. Definitely get to a lot more water though. Man. I hope I can find a better way out of here. I do not want to hike all the way back up all this. The creek is right down in there. You can hear the water run. But obviously that's not very accessible. This area is kind of cool. It did open up. I'm at an elevation. Alright, so I'm just under 5,500 feet of elevation. I started on top of Mount Mitchell, which is 6,700 feet. So I've dropped about 1,200 feet. If you lost your car, I found it. I don't even know what this is. It's old. The tire looks brand new though. I mean, what are they doing? They were off-roading it. They didn't make it out. Alright. I am looking for a spot to set up for camp. I got plenty of water around me here. Just looking for something with a little, there's a little opening here. I just don't want to be buried in the woods. I like to see some sky. It gets very dark and creepy when you're under a full canopy. So if it had a nice sized creek or creek, honestly it would open up some trees. Which is kind of what's happening here a little bit. And this might be the best I'm going to get. I got water. I got a little opening. It's the biggest opening I've seen so far. I don't think it getting any better down there. So, definitely, let's do a 5W check. We got water. Widowmakers. Trees are pretty healthy. That's healthy. I'll probably set it down right in there somewhere. Right in front of my hammock right there. We got firewood. Willies. I don't see any bugs or, well, obviously there's bugs, but my biggest concern out here is bears. When you're out here where the bears aren't expecting to see you, that can get a little more serious. So I got some weather coming in too. It's like a 0% chance of rain today. Man, I dropped some elevation, boy. You see those mountains way up there? I was above those. I was higher than those. Alright. Alright. Been kind of slacking a little bit. Taking my time. It's always fun getting a fire started with a bunch of wet wood right next to a creek. Takes a little extra effort, so I got it going. Trying a new Pathfinder bug net hammock combination. See how it works out. I still gotta put my tarp up, but I don't want it to overhang by the fire too much and get burnt. It's quiet out here. Very quiet. No wind. Got the creek next to me. No people, that's for sure. And tomorrow, we're gonna go, I'm not walking back up that road, like crazy overgrown. And my legs are so, I put my pant legs on now, but my legs are just sliced up. They're so cut up. I got cuts and scrapes all over them. So I ain't doing that tomorrow. The Deep Gap campground is straight up this mountain. So I'm gonna probably just bushwhack and cut straight up there because it's not that far. I'm just gonna leapfrog up to get there because instead of doing that road that goes way around and it really doesn't make it any easier, that sucked. So we're gonna cut a beeline because bees fly like this up there and make our way out and land nav it. Be all right. Oh, all right. Good morning. We made it through the night. Fire burnt out there. Burnt for a while. All that wet wood got through almost the entire pile. Sleeping setup. Kind of had to adjust it. It got cold. It was in the mid 40s, if I had to guess. It dropped down to last night, maybe the mid 40s. But in there, boy, that was one of the most comfortable sleeps I've had, actually, in all my trips. Typically, I run an underquilt on there, and at first it was very uncomfortable. When I got it and adjusted the hammock, this one doesn't have a true ridge line on it to get you the perfect 30-degree, angle and all that good stuff. So I just got up, tightened it down, got it actually to lay pretty straight, because I like it to be a lot more straight. And with the air mattress in there, it makes it hard to do the diagonal lay on it. So tightened it up as much as I could, which isn't good for the hammock, but this doesn't have a real ridge line on it. So I mean, this is kind of a ridge line, but that's not going to hold your weight like my War Bonnet hammock would. It's a much less expensive hammock than my War Bonnet hammock too. So, but with the Nemo pad in there, and getting that thing pretty tight and straight, it was really comfortable. I didn't have any like cramping or anything. I mean, you still couldn't lay on your stomach if you're a stomach sleeper. I was easily laid on my side. I'm more of a side sleeper. And actually I slept on my back, which I don't ever do, but I was comfortable enough in there to sleep on my back for a while last night, so that was actually good. And then I zipped up the bug net like halfway. I had the tarp kind of half over me most of the night because I didn't want to deal with condensation. There was no rain in the forecast, so I wasn't really worried about rain until one point, like after midnight last night. I felt the wind started kicking up a little bit out here, and I thought it was gonna rain. So I reached out and I just took this and I just pulled it over me. I didn't even get out and stake it out. I pulled it over and let it sit over the top of the ridge line, and it was fine. It was all kind of close in on me, but I don't mind that. It actually made it a little more cozy and warm in there, between that and the two down blankets I have with me. I was actually too warm sometimes. I woke up sweating a couple times. I had to, take a layer off. So if you go in a hammock and, mid 40-degree weather, and you're in there sweating, you're doing something right. So that's good. And obviously my Nemo tensor sleeping pad, that thing keeps you so warm. It's like, you could tell, like anytime if I touched like the side of the hammock where that thing pad wasn't at, it was like instant cold. But if you were on that pad, it was super warm. So that's such a great pad. Let's say campsite selection, I kind of rushed it. That kind of disappointed me a little bit, bummed me out a little bit. I was hoping to find something a little better. I am out here in the middle of nowhere. I'm on unmarked trails. These are all just trails I found while out here hiking around, so I didn't really know where I was going to end up at. My ankles are a little sore. Yesterday's hike was very technical. I did about 7 miles or so, but it was just all rocks, all, you'll see some of it in the video. It's just rocks and climbing and navigating all this stuff and constant up and down. There's very, very little, maybe a couple in the whole 7 miles, maybe a half a mile of all that, maybe less than that, is actually like just where you can kind of just pick up your pace and do a little, it's a little more flat and even terrain. The rest of it is just slow, methodical rock hopping, crawling, and scrawling. So that's the thing. Like when you're not hiking a lot, you're not backpacking a lot. So I don't do a lot during the summer. I did do a lot of, I do a lot of running and other stuff to stay in trail shape. So my legs are fine, cardio fine, wasn't tired at all. But the one thing you can't really replicate like this at home when you're jogging and running is the ankle work. When you're doing this much rock scrawling, so your ankles are just constantly articulating. And I rolled my ankle like 3 times yesterday. So my ankles are a little sore this morning. That's something that's really hard to replicate when you're not actually out here doing it. At home, to keep your ankles there are some exercises you can do to keep your ankles more flexible, and I have done some of those, which I think is probably what's helped keep me from rolling my ankle too bad. But yeah, that's hard to replicate unless you're out on the trail. But I'm gonna go get my backpack. I just hung my whole entire backpack up last night. Typically do a bear bag, but I wasn't. There's no rain in the forecast. I just threw everything in my backpack. Plus I had snacks in the little pouches on the side, and I had that leftover breakfast sandwich that I had like sitting in my pack all day yesterday before I ate it. So I'm sure my entire backpack just smells like food. So I just hung the whole thing. So I'm gonna go grab that, get a little caffeine in me, start breaking down camp. We are gonna navigate. That's the goal. I'm gonna stretch a little bit this morning, get myself a little limber, because I don't want to walk those roads I did yesterday getting back out of here. So I'm gonna try to just bushwhack straight up through there. It's the road, another one of these roads should be right up there, and then there'll be another one I'll have to hop up on, and then I'll be right back. That'll cut, I don't know, I probably did. That'll cut at least a mile, not more, of all this crazy rock scrawl stuff that I've been doing. That's all wet rocks too. That's, super difficult and dangerous. But I am the only person out here. I've not seen one other person since I got off the main trail yesterday. I have not seen a single person, so I'm definitely out here on my own. It's kind of nice. Anyway, alright, this thing started. Alright, getting off to a little bit of a late start. It's 11 o'clock, almost 11 o'clock. Actually starting later today than I did yesterday. And I drove up here from my house yesterday, so I guess I was pretty cozy last night because I slept in a little bit. I was tired from yesterday. But we're going to try to get out of here today. Wife texted me, asking if I'm coming home today or tomorrow. So I'm assuming she probably, when she sends something like that, means she wants me today. So I'm going to start this off by trying to cut a little bit of length off. We're going to land navigate out of here. I shot my azimuth. We are shooting for 59 degrees. Get the dog in the doghouse, and as long as I hit that 59 degree mark, I see a tree, a big tree right up there at the top. That's what I'm going to head for, and then I'm going to shoot another azimuth from there. If I stay on 59 degrees, I should pop right out on the top trail and be able to cut out all that crazy looping I did yesterday through all that crazy high grass, which will actually cut down the trip a lot. So let's get started. It's going to be fun. Try to keep you guys, try to take you guys along for the ride, but it's going to be a rough hike, bushwhacking up through this, so we'll see what happens. Status update. Boy, that's vertical. I don't know. This stuff doesn't show up on camera very well how vertical it is, but I would say it's like this, It's all kind of wet and mushy. But already done in 0.16 miles, I've already done 200 feet of elevation. So that's how vertical it is. It's pretty steep, and it's soft, mushy stuff. But I'm heading right for the trail. I'm gonna keep going. Just catch my breath for a second. So I just ran into a couple old timers out here. They were in a ATV driving through here. They saw me pop up over the ridge as they were driving down this road. They stopped, chat with them for a minute. So it's an old Subaru, that car that was down there. They called it the old Subaru. And I guess where I camped, it was they called it something. But they said, yeah, these roads, they actually do go all the way back down to the Pensacola, I guess is the town down there. But you got to go through private property, which I guess is why it's not all typically mapped out. They're bear hunting, so they said they're up here. So I hit that first road. I popped out on the trail right there where I was at yesterday, so that worked great. And now I'm just gonna shoot right up through here. I should pop out on that other road, and then we should be pretty much back in business. We cut out a lot of extra rock scrawling and ankle killing stuff, so let's keep them moving. Ran into a whole caravan of people on ATVs, 4 or 5 deep. They're all out here clearing these trails for bear season. Everyone's cool though. They all stop, turn off their engines, chat with me. Dude thought I was on the AT. The AT don't even run through here. But I got done with that second bushwhack up through that. We're back on path. I got all that. I'm through all the tall grass like I did yesterday. Cut all that out. And we're almost back to the Mount Mitchell Deep Gap campsite. And I'm only been going for 30 minutes, so I cut off a lot of time. About an hour. A bushwhack this morning drained me. It's all vertical. I'm over 1,200 feet of elevation. I've already done. In an hour and a half. Keep going. Hey, you're way back over there behind those clouds. And we out here. Oh.